Greetings! I'm gonna wait a few moments just to let everyone come in. Hello everyone! Hi Kathy! Hi Dan! Hello Grace! Can you guys hear me? Is the audio working fine? I hope the mic doesn't pick up too much of the computer noises. Alright, so let's get started on this drawing. Yeah, the computer fan. Well, the thing is, I think it's the broadcasting software that's making the fan work harder because the drawing software is super lightweight. So I'm going to be drawing the witch cat from last week. So I'm literally just picking up the sketch I did and I'm pasting it in a new file, and I'm gonna start with that. I also put together yeah, me drawing a cat, what a surprise. I put together some references. Hopefully this will work, but I have this compilation of elements to fall back on if I wonder how a thing is made or how it works. So I got a few cats, I got some witchy decor and windows and items that I found inspiring. So I'm gonna use that whenever I have a doubt or when I need something, some kind of idea on how to fill the space in my sketch. If you have any questions, feel free to ask, and I will answer as as good as I can. So yeah, what I want to set first is try to decide where is the horizon line. A good place to set the horizon line is at the eye level, and since I'm not sure about what I'm doing, I'm gonna just put it there and see if that works. What's going to be outside the window? A forest? Yes, probably. I was wondering if I'd make it a forest or a night scene. So if I make it a night scene, there won't be much to see. This light is really crooked. bit difficult because I am used to the way Photoshop works for most things. Since Psy is a bit different, I often end up using the wrong shortcuts. So as I'm working the window, I gotta remember that my horizon line is here. So everything that is below the horizon line, I'm gonna see the thickness. Ideally, not so crooked a line either. But yeah. And if I set my horizon a perspective point over here, well, I'm gonna see the inside of this one too. It's kind of difficult because I do not know if this has rulers, so I gotta eyeball it. The thing is, if I do trees in the distance with a night sky above, the trees, they're only gonna be like a dark mass of no stars. I don't think there's that big a difference between the night sky and the trees when there's no light. So I'm trying to use the edges of the window to have a guide for making lines, since I don't have a ruler. Or if I have a ruler, I don't know where it is. I haven't looked for it much. I'm using the deform tool to try and make things look okay, because it feels a bit skewed. There's a question. Eve, I watched your Schminke Bijou 8 set and I was wondering what's the price because I want to get it ASAP. The small Schminke set with the water bottle, I don't know the price off the top of my head, but you can check on Jackson's. And the other small bijou box I have that doesn't have a bottle, I got it from Cornelissons, and it's just an empty box. It's a good empty box, but it's just a box. I've never tried Clip Studio Paint, but I've heard a lot of good about it. I use Sai and Photoshop because I've got the licenses for those, but I mean, whatever you got the license for is probably really fine. This is the thing with windowsills. I always get confused in the number of sections there is on these things. there are so many, sorry for the chair creaking, but there are so many good options for software now that are super inexpensive and really good. Like there was a special on another one during the holidays that's called Paintstorm Studio, and it seems really nice. It was like $15 for 2 licenses, which is so very much cheaper than Photoshop. Photoshop is expensive. This is kind of the... I hope this is not too boring to watch. The part about building picture and creating all the stuff that I'll need when I want to actually paint this thing. I find that the thing with softwares, it really depends on what you're used to. Say you're used to Photoshop because it used to be the only thing. It's very difficult to switch to another one because all the shortcuts are not the same, or very often they are not the same. So you have to learn a new way to work, and it's really not efficient at first. So when you want to get something done and for some reason it doesn't work and you can't figure out why, it's really annoying. Alright, so I'm gonna make... What I love of working digitally for sketching out drawings to paint is that I can switch things around and fix things, and it's easier to see if something is kind of skewed or messed up than if you work on paper. And it's very easy to fix because you can just select the thing and I can distort it, and I can adjust, and I have so many tools at my disposal for just trying to make this work. And I don't have to wait until the painting is finished to realize that, well, there was this mistake and there was this weird thing, and it's really much easier to work this way. I don't work in 3D. I did a bit when I was in school many years ago, but I did not really like it. I was missing the part where you sort of interact with the final result of the thing. Like when you draw in 2 dimension, you can cheat. If something in a design is not looking good, but you know that it's the proper way it needs to work to be a real 3D thing, there is more leeway to tweak things to make them look good and still look like it's a real thing in 2D than you have in 3D. In 3D, if you cheat, sometimes it's trickier to make it work. Like just as a simple example, like when you have Mickey Mouse. Am I gonna draw Mickey Mouse on memory? Ugh. Well, anyway, you have, like, this is the head and this is the nose and whatever, and you always have the ears like that. And that works because it's a drawing. But whenever you have to make him in 3D and you have to, like, even when he's facing you, his ears are like that, so it just doesn't work. And if you want to have him in 3D, well, you have to cheat the 3D so that whenever the camera is looking at him, the elements will always create these ear shapes. So yeah, I kind of like this aspect of 2D art, that you can really make things that would not make sense if they were real. It's a bit more magical, I think, but that's just me. I might be old school. Hi, Pat. Do you guys not hear me talking? Because I'm rambling. Hi, Theresa. I think this is probably better, right? I'm new to this. I need you guys to tell me when something is wrong. Oh, I missed your question, Sage. I'm sorry. Um, if I am not buying supplies this year, do you have products stocked up to do reviews of? Yes, that's why I decided not to do any, um, well, to try to not buy anything this year in terms of supplies. Because I have a very decent stash and these need to be reviewed. And yep. I think it would help for the questions if you either at me, or if you write question in caps and then you write your question normally, because I'm drawing at the same time and I'm looking at the tablet, so it's easy for me to miss stuff that's in the chat because I'm not always looking at the chat. Is this better? Is the echo gone? Oh, thanks for telling me, Teresa. I think the problem with questions in all caps, like everything in caps lock, is that in the past we've seen the YouTube chat engine or whatever kind of eat up these questions and they would disappear. And I don't know why, but yeah, some people would ask questions and the questions would never show up in the chat if they were all in caps. So that's why we kind of go in between and have question be in caps and the rest has normal text so that they don't disappear in the chat. So I'm trying my best to build up this cat so that it's kind of a thing that can exist in this space that I've created. Like if I consider that this egg shape is the torso, this is the front of the torso, and since my horizon line is over here, well, I would probably see the up, so you would have like, you could see a bit of the top, the back, I guess. This is complex stuff. I'm not saying I'm good at it. I'm trying. Is there a cat emoji? That could be fun to have a cat emoji in front of the question, since it's a Caturday thing. Aww, I love the cat emojis. They remind me a bit of my orange cat. Again, I'm really sorry I missed the earlier question. It was not on purpose. Shaping this cat a bit too much like a panther or a big feline. Hello Heather and Ian. Welcome to the live stream. I got all these references, but this is meant to be somewhat of a cartoony cat, so I am not sure they will come in handy for something other than a bit of anatomy. Am I the only one who thinks that cat necks are very hard to figure out? Might possibly be the only one. What is this? How does it connect? And my two live models are sleeping right now, I think, because I can't see them. Wish I knew why. What did I do? All good. Nothing happened. Basically, I'm learning in front of your eyes that I really need to practice drawing cats a lot more. Because what is going on here, I cannot say. Oh boy. This is kind of a really nice feature of digital art as well, especially this software, is that I have the option to flip the drawing super easily, but it doesn't flip the file. Like when this is activated in red, I know that my drawing is flipped, but it's not the actual size. So if I were to write something like hi on this, it would be the wrong way in the actual drawing. So yeah, but I really enjoy having this super quick way to flip the drawing so that I can just, work faster. There's a question from Sage Mage. What's your least favorite brand of artist grade paint? Well, I would put a disclaimer in front of this by saying that all, as far as I know, as far as I've tried, all the artist paints, they are decent paint. They're good, but my least favorite, I think, is probably Winsor and Newton. It's good paint. If it was the only thing available, I would be perfectly fine with it. But compared to other brands, I find that some of their colors are really hard to re-wet. They don't have a super imaginative range, and it's kind of the good old standard sturdy paint that, if there's absolutely just that left in the store, you can achieve a painting with those. But if there's choice, they're not going to be the ones I'm going to go for. I don't know, cats, I don't think cats, they make really good models because they don't really train well. Unless you give them food, unless you want to draw a cat eating food, then they are perfect. Or a cat sleeping. Again, best model ever. But if you want to have a specific pose, good luck. I don't know, I can show it again, but I do have a reference sheet that I put together with a bunch of stuff. If I can set it right. So I have a couple of poses of cats that I thought would provide some helpful information, but I think it's just a thing with living thing. I have the same issue with humans, but the neck region is kind of a weird one to understand, at least for me. So either I need to go bother my cat some more and poke and prod them to observe more, or I just need to draw more and see about drawing like the skeleton and the muscles and understanding how it moves, so it's easier to understand the volume and how it works. Oh, yes, the cute wake-up noise. Pico is a champion of the cute wake-up noise. I don't know if they're ragdolls or Siamese cats. They have very similar coloring, but I think ragdolls have long hair and Siamese often have short hair. I want the face to be tilted a bit, so that means that the nose is going to be something like this, and Scout's specialty is grumpiness and Pecco's is curiosity. Sleeping is the shared specialty. That's very accurate. I think ever since it's been full-on winter and cold, they've started sleeping in the same spot, which is unheard of because they don't stand each other. If they can avoid it, they will. But they've been sleeping on the same... what's the word? C'est quoi une couverte en anglais? C'est quoi une couverte en anglais?
Blanket?
Oh, yeah. They've been sleeping on the same blanket. I agree that one cat is never enough, because only one cat, if you have to leave the house, maybe he's gonna get bored. If you have two cats and more, they can annoy each other, so that's enough to keep them busy. There's no such thing as a cat obsession. I love the fact that you use geometry in your drawing, then go over them with your natural talent. I try. I was taught that it's better to build up stuff so that you understand better how it occupies the space it does occupy, but sometimes it's hard because you build something and it doesn't feel right, and you know you've probably done something wrong at some point, but it's hard to figure out what. And the instinct and the eye, sometimes they know better, so it's easier to just trust your instinct and your eye and try to fix the thing. It doesn't always work that way, but yeah. Sage Mage says, I used to say that when I grow up I want to be a cat. Yep. Well, depends. Do you want to be an indoor cat or an outdoor cat? because indoor cat is a good life usually, and outdoor is kind of a harder one. Oh, I should save. You know, hitting control save every once in a while is a brilliant idea. uh, Raise your hand if you've lost a lot of work to not saving it before. So now I'm gonna switch to working a bit on the paraphernalia that I want around, just to put my mind away from the cat, so I can come back to it and see that it's all crooked and wrong and fix it. There's a question. Will I make holes in the hat so the ears can stick out? Yes. I could not find a lot of pictures of cats with witch hats that had holes in them, but I think it's more interesting visually. What I've seen a lot of is having, you know, one small hat on one here and have it tied like that, but that's not really what I want. Oh, there's a dead mouse here. I forgot to check reference for that, but I might just keep it, you know, kind of cartoony and silly, because dead animals, I don't know, not that much of a fan. This could be a mouse toy. I think it would be fine. I'm really sorry that you guys are so allergic to cats. I don't know what I'd do. I think I'd have like many cat plushies if I were allergic to cats. Took special care to draw a center line, and I'm not even using it. What is wrong with me? Oh no. That is so sad. I can't do sad cat story. I will cry every time. Heather says that she has some serious tail chasers, and one in particular likes to chase right next. I'm gonna start again. One in particular likes to chase right next to the wall and often runs into it. That has to be so funny. Dimension W says, I think the mouse I drew has a hangover or intoxicated from the empty bottle next to it. They're highly possible.
Qu'est-ce que ça fait trop de bruit de scan?
Oh, the cat is unhappy because the mouse is not sharing its liquor. Could be. Did you guys see the thing about the possum who got into a bakery and he bit a hole through a box of donuts, I think, to go in, and then he ate so many donuts that he could not leave through the hole. So when the bakers came back the next morning, they found the possum, like a round possum, still digesting all the donuts it had eaten. It's really funny. I should draw the cat with, this kind of look on its face. Like, what are you doing, you stupid mouse? Why did you have to go and eat the cheese and drink all the moonshine? This is not proper behavior. I disapprove. Is my native language French? Yes. If you can call it French, because it's French, it's the Canadian French. So when we go to France, they don't understand us, and when they come over here, we don't understand them. But yeah, it's French. I think the jar of feathers can be stuff that the cat brought in to use in spells. If you hear a weird noise, that's okay. It's not gonna be for long. Oh, I should totally make this plant catnip. Like drying catnip. What does catnip look like? Yes, I meant catnip, not catnip. What's the weird noise? It's a scanner.
Check dans le temps.
T'as un scanner? Ah ouais, je les vois pas très là encore. My printer sounds like a dying robot whenever I use it. Oh no! Grace, what's wrong with your printer? Could be a health thing. No, I'm not. You know what? Yeah, nice round shape. Good job. Oh, I'm gonna take a pause for some tea. Oh, okay, works.
Il y a un de tes gants qui est tombé du bal, et je le lave avec les serviettes.
Oui. Floating butt oval. No, no, no. So where are all my tools? How does this work? All right. Sorry. Oh. Hey, congrats on the milestone, Sage Mage. Does miette mean anything in Canadian French? It's breadcrumbs or crumbs. Like miette de pain is breadcrumb. Ew. I don't drink wine. I'm not a wine drinker, so I don't know if it affects the digestive system. Isn't Canadian French the same as French? French just sounds different. Yes and no. Um, the cultural influences of other languages are not the same. Like the French that was spoken in Canada, yes, they came from France, but they were also living with English people from England, I think. My my history lessons are very far, but as a result, we have a lot of words that we did not borrow from the French like the France people did, but that we assimilated into our language and they became different words. Like like there was a French Canadian version of Nevermind that would sound close to Nevermind but was written with the French pronunciation, and it would mean the same thing, but it was not exactly the same. Anyway, it's weird stuff. Oh, Miette is such a cute name for a tiny cat. It's so cute. It's not a conspiracy. I don't show my face because I don't want to. That's all. Yeah, but I mean, French, like they will say shopping literally and pronounce shopping with French accent. But I think we sort of converted the words more to fit the dialect here. And also, we use our swear words for everything, a bit like the Smurfs use Smurf for everything. You guys want me to add mouse fart into my drawing? Seriously? It's already dead, the poor thing. Oh, I'm glad we made you laugh, Sage Mage. It's not a good stream if nobody laughs. I'm not sure if the cat would eat it if it's already dead. I don't think animals. I don't know. Yeah, I think it's the same, Heather. Sorry, Heather, because it's the same language, but yeah, the culture is so different, and it used up its influence in a different way. So even if it's the same language, like when I have friends in Europe, anyway, and we say things and they don't understand what I'm saying, because I think French Canadian, we don't articulate all that well either. Like we speak like we have a hot potato in our mouth, but she would say like yeah, and she just would not understand what I was saying. I was like, did you understand? She was like, no. And I, what? Tell me then, and I'm gonna try to say it better or explain. But yeah, it's we can understand each other except for a few words. So in that regard, it's the same language, but it's still funny how different it is for a language that's technically the same. Alright, so this is what the drawing looks like at the moment. If I remove all the extra stuff, this is the basic guideline. It's not exactly finished yet, but the stream has been on for a little bit over an hour, so I should end it. And I was wondering, would you rather see me continue this next week, or have this step done and move on to the next step of tracing this onto watercolor paper using a light table and then going about painting it? Oh no, Dan, Scottish English. Oh wow, Sage Mage, that's pretty nice. No, not one again. Two. So yeah, next stream, do you want me to pick this drawing up where we leave it today and continue? Or would you rather the drawing be done and I'm tracing it on watercolor paper? Or would you rather have the drawing be already traced and be at the watercolor step? I can stream traditional, but I don't have a super awesome camera, so it might be a bit blurry, like a small tiny bit blurry, not super sharp like this is, because this is directly my screen. and my screen is what it is. It's pretty sharp, so yeah, 1 or 1 or 1. Pick one. I'll say 1, 2, or 3. And yeah, it's gonna be a test. I mean, this is the first time I'm trying to do live streams, so we're gonna see how it works with the traditional stuff when we get there. Good way to hide your face. It's not that blurry, unfortunately. I cannot hide my face that well with it. So, quick tally. So there's 1. So I'm gonna be leaving. This is gonna be part of the stream anyway. So I'm gonna tally up the choices for next week, and well, it's gonna be a surprise, I guess, because it's gonna depend on the comments that will also be in the chat. Well, not in the chat because the YouTube doesn't save up the chats, but that's gonna be in the comments of the picture. Okay, so 2.5, halfway traced, maybe? Yeah, Heather chose to pick 2.5 as an option, so I don't really know what that is. Maybe that's half a mark at 2 and half a mark at 3, but yeah. So thank you very much for showing up at this live stream. It's a pretty new thing for me, so I appreciate all the feedback, and tell me if something doesn't work properly so I can try to fix it and avoid that kind of issue in the next streams. So yeah, thank you very much, and I really hope you have a great day, and we'll see each other again next week. Bye bye.